Hello, it's time for a FITA Museum unboxing. I am Christina Johnson, Associate Curator, and I'm in the mood to unbox some menswear, so you're going to be seeing some of my favorite pieces. Looking at some early hanging garments here, I'd like to mention that in previous centuries, in much of the United States and in Europe, gender was thought of as extremely binary, and men wore clothes to express this. For example, only men wore bifurcated garments or pants for their everyday outdoor wear. This pair of 1840s linen pants matches this tunic, and they were used for yachting. Okay, I'd like to know who can guess the date of this textile pattern. Anyone? Well, if you guessed mid-1860s, you would be correct, because these are a pair of flannel mid-1860s men's trousers. A pair of handmade leather shoes by Lincoln's, New York. They date to 2007. And a pair of Jeremy Scott for Adidas shoes dating to spring-summer 2015. And those Velcro on. This remarkable suit is from about 1975, and it's made of different woolen materials, all striped, and it's bespoke. It's entirely hand constructed, and this is by Bill Witten for his Workroom 27. Look at this detail down the side of the pants. That is remarkable. And here's some hand sewing. This is the label. Bill Witten was based in Los Angeles. He worked a great deal with celebrities, including singers like Michael Jackson and Elton John. A wool coat from the late 1840s. Looks pretty typical at first. However, if you look on the interior, you can see that it is quilted in a floral pattern. That's unusual, and it continues all the way up. Perhaps it was worn for a wedding. I've pulled this at-home robe right off of the rack, and it dates to the mid-19th century. It's printed cotton. It is so bright and so fresh. It makes me wonder if it was actually worn or maybe just packed away and saved. This structured cape is from Fall-Winter 2013-14, and it's by Tom Brown. The FITA Museum holds the entire runway look that this cape is part of. Brown was really inspired by Amish culture for this line. You can see that in the stars, quilting, and gray color. Collars were constructed separately from shirts for the 19th century and into the 20th century. These date to the turn of the 20th century. These are made out of cotton. They're very stiff with starch. This thing stands up on its own. An American coat from the mid-1840s, very slender in silhouette, and it is made out of gingham, which is that check pattern, with a self stripe and matching cloth-covered buttons. Mid-1970s ties with fun patterns. 70s ties, they tend to be wider, especially at the bottom portion. These are two 1950s novelty ties. I love her with her three-dimensional plastic sunglasses looking really sultry. And this tie looks pretty plain, but it's actually a peekaboo tie. Peekaboo! These two swimsuits are from the early 1960s, and they were designed by Maurice Levin, who worked for Janssen and Catalina, among other sportswear and swimwear companies. And we actually have his archive here at the FITA Museum. You can tell that he enjoyed working with vibrant colors and bold prints, and by the late 1960s, his designs became a bit more risque as swimwear became briefer. These hot pink trunks feature vinyl appliques.